biting. What is up, everybody, and welcome to today's video. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Zach. This is SC Fish Keeping. I appreciate you stopping by. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. And as always, a very special thank you to all of my members tuning in. Now, for today's video, I'm sure you're wondering, Zach, why are you starting out in the dark? In life, in your hobby, there's always those things that bring you those little moments of joy, those simple pleasures that make it all worth it. And one of the ones for me with keeping fish is being in the garage with the 1,200-gallon native pond in the morning in the dark, because for these fish, I bring the sun. I don't wanna get in trouble. Copyright, no. You know how it goes. And just like that, daylight falls across the pond and life springs into action. Do you see it springing? Do you see all that life? No? At one point in time, this pond was home to some of my biggest fish and some of my favorite fish, all native. Most of them were wild caught fish. But unfortunately, due to a number of different circumstances, this pond has been depleted and we're only left with 3 fish. And there's one of the fish now. That is one of my wild caught shovel nose sturgeon. And he's a really, really cool fish. He's very active. He does weird things where he like sticks his nose up out of the water like, oh, it's like he knew. It's like he knew. But very personable fish. Really happy. Unfortunately, he's the only one of these that I have left. And then the other 2 fish, you won't be able to see until we actually stick a camera in the water. But there's 2 really big catfish under there. And that brings us to the first fish that we're gonna be adding to that pond today. And it's one of my favorites. It's a fish that's actually been with the channel for quite some time. And it's one of my favorite native fish to keep. Look at this guy. It is my largemouth bass. This guy has quite a bit of history with me and the channel. He was given to me by a local subscriber when he was very little, and we've grown him out to the size that he is now, but you can tell he's a little skinny. He's still got that little spot there on his lower lip that is healing up, and then his fins and scales are finally starting to grow back after he was bullied by a channel catfish that I had in here. And, you know, I was very surprised to see that, but he's an awesome fish, and as you can tell, you know, no loss of attitude or, you know, appetite. Yeah, he will take my fingers, and I don't feel like getting bit by you today, bud. But unbelievable fish, largemouth bass, definitely one of my favorite native fish to keep, and I'm excited to get him out of this 150-gallon aquarium for a number of different reasons. One just being, I mean, he's gonna have so much more space. And the second one being, once this 150-gallon is empty of fish, we can drain it, we can move it, and I've already gotten rid of the pool pond that was here that was leaking, which means once that tank is gone, we're gonna have nothing but space on that back wall to do something really cool. And I'm thinking about our next DIY pond, so stick around for that. But before we move this largemouth into the pond upstairs, I have one concern, and that is because right here, underneath this giant piece of driftwood, lies a very hungry 5-pound flathead catfish. And I haven't seen him since I put him in here, so I know he's gotten a little bit bigger, but I know he's hungry and he's found a home. So the last thing I want to do is put that largemouth in here, have that flathead mistake him for food, and yeah, then we're back down to just 3 fish in this pond. So to fix that, we're gonna start by coming right here to LNA Baits in Omaha, Nebraska. If you've been with the channel, you've seen me come in here before, but this is the 24/7 self-service honor system place where, I mean, just take a look at this. Definitely all kinds of good stuff that we could add into the pond. There's a lot of minnows. There's some little like shiners and stuff in here. There's a bunch of goldfish down in this one. But the thing I am most excited about is actually hiding out up under here, because we are gonna get a whole bunch of these to add to our pond. So first thing we gotta do, throw some water into our bucket and then start netting them out. Let's see what we got. It's like 4. Now we just need like 16 more. I think I'm gonna do a scoop of these. They look like chubs. I'm just gonna do a big scoop and then pay them extra. Then after filling out a little envelope, dropping our money in and sticking it into the pay slot, we are back at the car and we got our buckets. All those little sunfish are doing well. And then we got quite a few of those minnows and those chubs in there. So we will close this up and then we are going to head home and get them acclimated and drop them in first. Because like I said, some of these might live and be pets, but I'm hoping some of these become flathead food so that the largemouth does not. Been about 15 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and start netting these guys out and putting them into the pond. You know, I'm torn because I wanted to keep some of these as pets, but the point of these guys is primarily to be potential feeders for that flathead so that it doesn't mess with the largemouth later. And then I do want to go and actually fish for some new pets to put in this pond. So if you have anything that you want to see in particular in this pond, like comment down below and I can go try and fish for some of them and we'll make a separate video. But these guys are ready to get out of the buckets. Let's put them in the pond. And there they go. Some of them swimming right by where the flathead is. All of the fish are now inside the pond, and I think the camera can tell. I mean, there's this little guy that didn't make it, unfortunately. And I just threw him back in the pond.
Day 2.
What's on the menu? It could be some beach, I can stick to you.
Another sunrise in the fish room. Please hold. Perfect. Ooh. A little steamy in here. There, better. Next day at the pond, there's still a lot of life in this pond. The minnows, the chubs, the little sunfish, there's still a bunch of them in here, but I do know we've given that flathead plenty of time to have his fill on some fish. The size of the flathead, he's not quite as big as I thought he might be, so I'm not as concerned with him making a snack of the largemouth now, but he's full, he should be resting, he's tucked back up underneath this tree, I'm sure. So we can go ahead and grab the largemouth, and this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna take some buckets out of his tank and dump them in a tote in the garage. We're going to net the largemouth out. All right, let's go. And then bring him up and put him in that tote. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then we can add water from the pond in the garage into the tote, acclimating the largemouth. And then all that's left is add the bass. So he's been in this tote for about 30 minutes. I added a few buckets of water so I know the water temperatures match. And I kind of want to grab him by my hand because I feel like that's what I should do since he's a largemouth bass, but I don't want to stress him out, so let's see. Ow. Try it for just another second before I just give up. Use the net. Ow. Ow, he's biting me. Ow, he's biting me. All right, so got the fish. Set him into the pond and he kicks off. And there he is. So as you can tell, we did a good job with the acclimation because he's swimming around, you know, kind of gracefully, hanging out right where that flathead is, right in his little cave, just like I said I didn't want him to. But that's okay. We are going to give him a little while and remove the camera from his face. And just like that, we have added the largemouth bass into the 1,200 gallon native aquarium. And I gotta be honest, it is a very good feeling having a bass in this pond. Once again, I mentioned earlier that some things happened to this pond that caused us to lose a lot of fish. And the short version is that this pond crashed Something got in it and it wiped out all the fish but that one shovel-nosed sturgeon. I ended up moving the flathead from a different pond, moving the channel catfish in here after fixing this pond and getting a lot of media and doing a lot of water tests and stuff. It was such a headache. But anyway, positive. Having a bass in here is amazing. I'm super happy to see him swimming around and getting settled in. He has lots of little minnows and stuff to munch on and really put some weight back on. And it will be fun to feed him with tilapia because this bass has always been very good at eating tilapia and taking it straight from my hand. So once he settles in and gets comfortable, we'll be able to do some more feeding videos with him eating something other than live. So that's it. That's today's video. That is a native fish video. I'm super happy that we were able to do another native fish video. I know you guys love the native fish stuff. So again, lots of big things coming. We're gonna start working on the pond downstairs next. Got a lot of updates coming, so definitely hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, this is Zach with SC Fish Keeping, reminding you that every fish is a keeper. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. See you.